Miami in South Florida is a new tech and music production hub. I was invited by the HQ Miami Studios to record a short song in the local style about transportation and Transit Unplugged, and to see what it's all about.
Right on, take 2, recording.
Right on.
My name is Pauly C, and I'm a transit EV. I like to tour the world and show it all to thee. I get up, I get down, I get all around. Taking the bus, the train around the town. Woo! Come on with me, a TUTV.
Yo, Pablo.
After our recording the next morning, we headed down to Paradise on Key West on the 113-mile-long overseas highway of U.S. Route 1. It's a journey that everyone should make and stop for some lunch along the way. I'm standing here in the southernmost point of the continental United States in Key West, Florida. This county, Monroe County, which includes Key West and all the Keys, is starting America's newest public bus service. We'll tell you all about it with Executive Director Richard Clark. Plus, we'll take you to South Florida to one of the best performing commuter rail services in America, Tri-Rail, with Dave Dech and his team. All that, plus the fun, the food, the excitement, all the heat that's happening here in South Florida on Transit Unplugged TV. The island vibe is strong here in Isla Morada. Enjoying some great local seafood, some conch fritters, but of course, can't escape a cheeseburger when you're in Paradise. Richard, this is amazing. Downtown Key West on Duval Street. Doesn't get much better than this.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I really want to get down to Mallory Square where they have all the fun events at sunset. But I got one question. How do I get there?
The only way to get there is on your bike.
All right, well, let's do it. Key West is a very walkable and bikeable town. So we rode down Duval Street in our matching shirts, where a lot of the action is, to watch the sunset with everyone else at Mallory Square. And there every night, throngs join to enjoy the revelry of musicians, jugglers, acrobats, and food vendors for an incredible cultural experience as they wait for the grand finale, when the pink and red sun sinks into the Gulf of Mexico horizon. Wow.
So, Key West has obviously a long storied history of the water. So it really started to burgeon when piracy took over in the Caribbean. That's when the Navy came in. Once they cleaned up piracy, it only took about 2 years to drive the pirates out. What happened after that were these towers, and they would look for wrecks. And so when these ships, much like this one, would pull up with silver and gold and goods, as soon as it wrecked, if you were the one who caught that wreck first, you wanted to get out there as fast as you could, ring the bell, and you salvage it, because those people that got there first got the best stuff.
After sunset, dinner and music is on tap for the night. This is where the Parrot Heads celebrate in the Conch Republic, as Key West is sometimes known. Richard, we're at a great restaurant, but when we're done this, what should we do?
Well, I think we need to hit the historic hotspots of Key West. So we're going to start with Sloppy Joe's, probably the most famous of all of the bars here in Key West.
What after that?
As soon as that's over, just up the street is Captain Tony's. Captain Tony's was the original Sloppy Joe's. So that is where, all the famous singers throughout the years, that is where, Jimmy Buffett, to this day, that is where if a Kenny Chesney or Eric Church shows up, that's the haunt they go to. So as soon as we leave there, we're gonna head up to Hog's Breath Saloon. Fabulous music, typically leaning towards more of the country music, but an amazing place with an amazing history.
How should we close out the night?
Well, we're gonna close out the night at one of the last vestiges of true Key West bar, which is the Schooner Wharf. The Schooner Wharf is still on the bay. It is limestone sand floor. It's a wonderful, wonderful Key West icon.
The next morning, Richard explained that Monroe County operates a small on-demand transit service, but is planning a major expansion this year. So Richard, we're here on Key West in Monroe County, Florida. So why are you starting a public bus system here in Monroe County?
Well, as you can see, every day as people come into Key West, the traffic builds and builds and builds. And so we have to find a way to get people to and from work. And this is just Key West. This same event happens up and down the Keys for all of Monroe County.
So what are you all doing here to start your transit system?
What we're starting with today is the small trains that we do, moving people that need to be moved. What we're starting this summer is a really exciting microtransit on-demand system that'll move people in and out of Key West, that will stretch throughout the Keys and let people get to and from work.
And what about fixed route buses?
We are currently pursuing 30 completely electric vehicles that will go throughout all of the Keys to help alleviate all of that congestion and service. Well, Paul, Key West is one of the top 10 most bikeable cities in America. And as you know, all transit starts with your feet and bikes.
That's a great way to get around town, huh?
It is the way to get around town.
So tell me the story of Henry Flagler.
Well, in 1912, the FEC Railway was built all the way to Key West. It was Henry Flagler's dream. And when it was finished in 1912, it was called the 8th wonder of the world. And it lasted and was operable until 1935, when, unfortunately, the largest and most powerful hurricane that has ever in the history of the United States hit South Florida and wiped the train station away, and it was never rebuilt. So this is one of our great private partners. We have trolleys and that go all over the island, that help move people around, help get people out of their cars, and really, truly, I don't know what we'd be without them.
Richard, this is one of the great tourist attractions down here in Key West, is the Hemingway House. Ernest Hemingway wrote a lot of his great novels in here. Tell us about it.
Well, this is where Hemingway lived with his second wife. And there are still 5, 6, 7-toed cats everywhere. And it is a wonderful place to visit. And I would encourage anybody that comes to Key West, you have to spend some time at the Hemingway House.
After a great time seeing the sights and learning about future mobility plans in Key West, we head back up U.S. Route 1 to Miami. The Port of Miami often hosts visiting tall ships from around the world, like this one behind me, the B.A.P. Union, a Peruvian naval vessel, which is the largest sailing vessel in Latin America. Miami International Airport is also a great multimodal hub, and where we grab our tickets and hop on board the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority's Tri-Rail commuter rail system up to their Pompano Beach operations headquarters to meet with Executive Director Dave Dech. Dave, we just rode your great Tri-Rail train up from Miami to your headquarters here in Pompano Beach. Tell us about Tri-Rail.
So SFRTA operates Tri-Rail on behalf of FDOT, and our sole purpose in life is to give people an alternate way besides driving on I-95.
Tell us about your operations.
We operate 50 trains a day on the South Florida Rail Corridor. Additionally, we run 26 trains between the South Florida Rail Corridor and downtown Miami.
You guys are exceeding all expectations on ridership. Tell me about that.
It's better than anybody could have anticipated. You know, a year and a half ago, we were 11,000 riders a day. We're at 15,000, 15,400. We were over 15,000 on a Friday yesterday. The last 2 weekends, we've set 2 records for our highest weekends ever. So ridership is out of the park.
Dave, that's amazing. So many commuter rail systems are still well below their ridership from before the pandemic. How did you do it?
We could spend all day on the things we've done, but it helps to be servicing 3 international airports. People want to travel, and we have focused so much on the customer experience over the last year and a half. Well, you'll see later on, a lot of the work we've done on the railroad, we've tried to change this and change the mentality, and the people of South Florida are embracing it.
So this is your board room, huh? Tell me about your board.
This is where the action happens. So we have a 10-person board. We have 2 representatives from each county, including elected officials. We have 3 governor's appointees, and we have FDOT secretary that make up our board.
After touring Tri-Rail's operations headquarters, we step back out to the train station where Dave rides to his office every day, and he tells me a little more about the railroad, and on board explains how they are continually working to improve the customer experience. Dave, the gates are coming down, the train is coming. How does that work?
So what happens, we have crossing predictors in those the signal houses there, and it sees the train coming from miles out. and it predicts the speed of the train coming in, and it says, okay, I need to start the gates in 5 seconds.
And how often do your trains run here?
During the week, we run 50 trains a day, and this is a 77-mile territory. So Paul, as you can see, our equipment's a little bit older. We've got a mix of some Hyundai Rodams and some old Bombardier cars. And yes, it's older, but that doesn't mean we can't take good care of it. That means we can't always try to improve. So if you look at this car, on all of these cars, we've replaced almost 800 windows in the last year and a half. We've gone through in the flooring, all the way down to the details where, we're going through it. Why can't we get all the debris or junk out from in between these seats? And it's got to be a constant pressure. We ride, like everybody has to ride a train with me once a month. So we go through and we talk about these exact same things. And because it is just a state of improvement and constant improvement, because good is not good enough.
Natalie, what do you think of the experience of riding Tri-Rail today?
It's been a great experience. We got on at Boynton, we're going to Miami. We don't have to drive, we didn't have to pay to park, so it's been a really good experience.
We take Tri-Rail to Fort Lauderdale's Sheridan Street Station and enjoy the afternoon at the massive Yellow-Green Farmers Market, and are joined there by a special guest, Coree Cuff Lonergan, CEO of the local Broward County Transit system that provides bus service to all of Tri-Rail stations in their county. The market manager, Gustavo, gave us a tour. So tell me about this Yellow-Green Farmers Market.
Number one, this is the most beautiful market in Florida, and the main purpose of this market is to support small businesses. This is a very, very nice display when a lot of people come to visit us, so you can open a business and you can take advantage from the people that come to visit us every single weekend.
And how many businesses do you have here? Restaurants and vegetable dealers?
The market has like around 600 booths and like almost 300 vendors.
We got an amazing Peruvian dish here, ceviche. Tell me about it.
So it's a classic Peruvian ceviche over a crispy Mexican tostada. So that's the fusion with the Mexican.
And what's the flavor going to be like when I bite into it? What am I expecting?
So it's a fresh leche de tigre. That's classic from Peru. It's a fresh lemonade and citrus and a little bit of spicy.
Dave, thanks so much for bringing me here to this place. It's amazing.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I thought you'd like it, the different culture, the different people, the different kinds of drinks and foods. And I want to thank you for coming down and spending spring break at Fort Lauderdale with us.
Boom, baby. Pisco sour. Dave, we're here in this amazing market here. We've enjoyed a lunch together, and that kind of togetherness is really what's important between a rail system and a bus system, isn't it?
Oh, it couldn't be more important. The connections that we make physically between the train and buses, but it starts at the top with the connections and the relationships that you have between the agencies. I am very blessed to have fantastic partners, and Coree here is one of the best.
Coree, you run the Broward County bus system, right?
That's true, and we have 444 buses roughly that operate throughout Broward County every day, and we're really excited by the fact that we're here with you today, so thank you and welcome to Broward County.
Thank you.
But more importantly, to answer your question about connectivity,
yes.
Dave and I both believe that it's really important for the benefit of our passengers that we have seamless service between our rail and our transit, and that's what we have here in Broward County.
Coree, tell me about what's happening at Broward Transit.
So, Paul, one of the things that we're super excited about is the fact that we are embarking on a huge initiative to change the landscape of transit here in Broward County. In fact, we have a $4.3 billion premium transit plan that's going to change our service from bus only to include commuter rail, light rail, and bus rapid transit. So we're super excited about that. It's a 15-year program, and as I mentioned, it's about $4.3 billion. We've already started with our commuter rail service, which is under development now, as well as our bus rapid transit on Oakland Boulevard, which is also in the development stage. So stay tuned, more to come, and we'd love to have you come down when we open up our service.
Next, we take a train back down to Miami, where Tri-Rail recently opened a new station at Miami Central. Now connections can be easily made to Miami-Dade's bus and free Metro Mover service. Dave, we just rode your Tri-Rail train down from Fort Lauderdale here to Miami Central.
This is where it all comes together. This is where the magic happens, right? So you've got Miami Central Station, the beautiful Brightline station that we share with them. Miami Central Station, we walked across the new bridge that opens this area up. We're at Government Center right now. So from here, You can go to Metro Rail, you can go to Metro Mover, or you can go into the heart of the Miami government right over here at Government Center.
Great. Let's try the Metro Mover.
That works for me.
All right. When you're in Miami, you're on the water. So I thought we should take a tour to see the city from a ship, a pirate ship, and see the celebrity homes along the waterfront. Calle Ocho is a central thoroughfare of Cuban culture in Miami's Little Havana neighborhood. It runs on Southwest 8th Street, and tonight we're going to enjoy it. We're down here in Little Havana at the Great Ball and Chain. This place is awesome.
It's wonderful. This is one of the landmarks here in South Florida and Miami specifically. So we encourage anybody to come down here to check out Calle Ocho and Ball and Chain.
Yeah, so to get here, we rode Tri-Rail down to your government station, and you all connect up there, right?
Absolutely. Tri-Rail and SFRTA specifically has been a great partner here in the South Florida region. We were excited when they actually provided an opportunity to extend their service to get to downtown, and we partner with them on a variety of different things. The one aspect getting into the government center area, which is where you were, is that we actually opened up a pedestrian bridge that connects government center to the Tri-Rail and the Bright Line stations. And so that just signifies how we all work together here in South Florida to make sure we have a good, solid, connected, and efficient transit for our region.
I'm here in Miami, South Beach, Florida, and this place is the new source of energy on the east coast of the country. It's got some of the best food, music, and some of the best public transportation in the whole country. Today we've shown you America's newest bus service being started in the Keys and an amazing heavy rail system that is beating all the expectations. Plus, we had some fun. When you come to Miami, you gotta have some fun. Thanks for being with us today on Transit Unplugged TV. And if you like what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe us here on YouTube. It helps a lot. Thank you.